What is up, guys? Jeremy here, and welcome back to another best tweaks of the week video. I got 10 really cool tweaks for you guys to check out in this video. I'll leave all the tweak names and the repos you might need to add for certain ones down in the description for those of you that want to download any of these and try them out. I'll also leave 2 playlist links in the description as well. One is the playlist for Tweak of the Day, where I individually cover tweaks and show you guys how they work top to bottom, and the other is the best tweaks playlist in case you guys want to discover more really cool tweaks. But anyways, let's jump into this. The first tweak I got for you guys is called MathTeacher. It's basically a tweak that's going to allow you to fully customize the calculator app. As you guys can see, it looks quite a bit different than stock. There's a couple new features. As you can see the progress of whatever math equation you're doing above your result there, so you can keep track and see exactly what you've been calculating. So that's one really cool feature. And to access all these features, as you can see, there's lots of color controls. You can actually hold these two little kind of icons here, or this icon, and this gives you all of the options that MathTeacher allows you to customize within the application, which is a ton of stuff. You basically can customize the layout of it. You have your old layout if you'd rather go back to that. You have animation options here between fade and cool. And then the rest is basically a bunch of color options. So you can really colorize the calculator app to be whatever colors you want. It's just a really cool tweak to have if you guys are into using the stock calculator app and you want to customize it. This is the tweak for you. It's called MathTeacher. Next up is a stupid simple tweak, and it just puts the battery percentage within the battery icon, as you guys can see right there. I love having this tweak. It looks really, really good, and that's literally all it does is put the percentage in that battery icon. Again, the tweak is called PercentX. Next up, we have a tweak called SoundLock. Basically, what it allows you to do is customize the lock sounds of your device. There's a few other options. I'm just going to show you guys the sounds that you can customize really quickly here. So we scroll down to SoundLock. So you have your screen lock sounds, you have your open screen sounds, your passcode key sounds, and even respring sounds, which is really cool. So I'm going to go ahead and lock my device so you guys can hear that it is different. So that's the lock sound of my device. And now if I go ahead to swipe to unlock, I'm going to allow the passcode keys to pop up, and I have changed this, as you guys will hear, which is pretty cool. It's got kind of a dial tone to it. I really like that. And there's also the respring sound, and this is probably one of my favorites. Let's just go ahead and do a respring, and if you guys listen, you will hear the new respring sound. So yes, when I respring, I do have that old school Windows booting up sound, which is pretty awesome. Again, the tweak is called SoundLock. Next up is 13HUD. This is a direct port of the iOS 13 HUD to iOS 12. Mine will look a little different. As you guys can see, there it is right there. Because I do have Noctis running, which gives me the dark mode. So that's why the VolumeHood is in its own kind of dark mode. There's a lot of customization with the tweak. I left it pretty much stock because I want it to be identical to iOS 13. But you can change the size, you can change the positioning of it, and a bunch of other stuff. But like I said, basically the iOS 13 VolumeHood on iOS 12, and that's called 13HUD. A font is a tweak that allows you to change the font on your device. As you guys could probably tell, my font is slightly different. It does work system-wide, as you guys will see here. We can just jump over into Twitter, and as you can see, the font is different than stock iOS. It's just a really cool tweak, like I said, that allows you to change the font on your device, and it is system-wide. Very cool tweak. Again, it's called A font. Cuboid is a springboard layout customizing tweak. It's kind of like Boxy, for those of you that know what tweak that is. Basically allows you to change the positioning of your icons. That's why mine are squished in just a little bit more. So if we go ahead and put our icons into wiggle mode, and then we hold on to the status bar for just a split second there, as you can see, there is the settings for Cuboid. I really like the settings for this tweak. It's really slick how it's set up. But you do have your offset here, and if you toy around with these, as you can see, I can move my entire springboard up and down depending on, how I want it positioned. And you can change a bunch of other stuff. You can change the horizontal offset. You have your vertical padding. You have your horizontal padding. You have miscellaneous options like how many columns and rows you'd like to use. You can hide the icon labels. And you can also save and restore certain setups. Really cool tweak. It's called Cuboid. TapTime is an incredibly simple tweak that allows you to simply tap the time in the status bar, and as you can see, it displays today's date. I think Apple should really implement this into stock iOS. I think it's really slick. Just tap that time, you can see today's date. I find it to be incredibly useful, and it's just something that should be implemented within stock iOS in my opinion. Super simple tweak. Again, that's called TapTime. MissionControl brings more functionality to your control center. It gives you this new kind of module here that has like respring, also enter into safe mode, reboot, power off. As you can see, it also has the option to have a confirmation, so I can respring, or if I don't want to, I can click cancel. It also gives you 4 application shortcuts to whatever applications you choose them to be, which is super useful. It also gives you an eye cleaner shortcut, and it gives you other modules for the battery and your network and stuff like that. So a very useful tweak. Again, that's called MissionControl. TapVideoConfig is another extremely useful tweak to have on your device for those of you that like to use your iPhone to take video. So if we go ahead and open up the camera application here and we switch over to video, as you can see, it does show you the recording resolution in the upper right there. And if you just tap onto it, you can adjust any of the settings for your video config. This is yet another thing that I really think Apple should implement into iOS, just being able to have those options. You can switch to 1080p 30 frames, 60 frames, you got your 4K 24 frames, so on and so forth. So you can easily just switch over to a different quality if you want. As you can see, I can easily switch to 4K. If I want to go back in there and switch back, let's say 1080p at 60 frames, it's just as easy as that. TapVideoConfig, it's pretty awesome. That never gets old. The last tweak I got for you guys is called Honey, and it basically brings the watchOS interface to your iPhone. It's pretty insane. It's pretty damn insane looking. It definitely takes a little while to get used to it and where to find all your applications. So it's not for everybody, but nonetheless, this is a really unique and really cool looking tweak, especially if you want to, really wow your friends, making your device look this crazy. A super cool tweak. It's called Honey, and like I said, it brings the watchOS interface to your iPhone. And that's going to be it for the tweaks, guys. Those are 10 really awesome tweaks. Again, I'll leave all of their names down in the description along with the repos that you will need to add in order to get them. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely throw me a thumbs up. Be sure to check out the playlist links in the description as well if you guys want to discover more really awesome tweaks. But this has been Jeremy, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Later.